Well, observation of other people can be very interesting when you've studied the Enneagram, to be honest. People become endlessly fascinating. And going into a social situation where there's a lot of people around and there's food and drinks, the different types are likely to react quite differently. So if you are a good observer of people, you might pick up on some of these types. The one's likely to walk into the room and almost immediately see what is not been done well or is not perfect enough. You're likely to find the one going around straightening pictures or tidying up the rows of cutlery, or reorganising things on the table. That the nitpicking quality of the one is what tends to show, even though the one might not necessarily show it. The one, that's what's going on inside the one as the one observes things in the room. When the two comes into a situation like that, they tend to focus on people, and they tend to pick up very quickly on anybody that's not feeling particularly happy or doesn't seem to be fitting in, and they will approach people and encourage them to talk or introduce other people to them, so that what they're basically wanting to do is to help people be happier. The 3 is a type where in a social situation they tend to shine. They are charming, chatty, they can be very impressive, and you're likely to discover quite quickly, if you engage with a 3, many things about them that they want you to know, because they want you to think they're amazing. So they'll probably tell you what they've been doing, where they're going, or what their children have done at school, or the car that they're driving, or the holiday that they're intending, and you're likely to be impressed. 4s generally are fairly reserved in a situation like that. They tend to pull their energy back. You're likely to find a 4 hoping that you will go and engage them rather than them actively engaging with you. And so you're likely to find them either on their own or on the outskirts of a group, not saying a lot, perhaps looking a little bit ill at ease, because 4s very often feel like social misfits, that they don't quite fit and they want to, but they can't bring themselves to engage easily. 5s are another type that don't engage easily. Now, they don't feel like social misfits, because actually they don't care much either way what you think of them, but they are observers of people and life, and so they're again likely to be on the sidelines rather than fully engage in what was going on. They watch, they take mental notes, they're very perceptive. They're not going to be particularly keen if you drag them onto the dance floor, because they'd rather watch. 6s are the sort of people at a big event who are likely to be doing something really helpful. These are not people that look for the limelight. They are likely to be helping with the organisation of the event, or carrying dirty plates out. Something helpful. They might be in the kitchen doing the washing up, in fact. They're the sort of people that make sure things are running well without needing thanks or the limelight. Your 7 now is very different, because your 7 likes the limelight. So your 7 likes things to be great and happy and joyous, and they're likely to be the life and soul of the party. They'll be the ones that are dancing on the dance floor and keep going until 3 in the morning, and the 7 will want you to join in. So the 7 is the one who's likely to want to drag you onto the dance floor, or they'll be surrounded by people and they'll be telling amazing stories or jokes, because they're incredibly entertaining generally. The 8 is a big energy person, and very often you are aware of the presence of 8s without realising that you are. They are another type that can seem to others to be quite impressive, but almost dominating rather than impressive. They are people who often do want to impress other people by their stories about, which demonstrates their power. So they might tell stories about how they've done somebody down, or how they got the better of somebody. And you get a sense within them that you probably wouldn't want to tackle with this 8. You wouldn't want to come up against the 8 because you can often feel that this 8's going to get the better of you. 9s are unassuming people, generally cheerful, good company. They don't push themselves forward, but should you engage with a 9, you can't help but like them. They tend to be able to talk to anybody really. They'll fit in anywhere, and what you don't realise often about the 9 is that they appear to be fully engaging with you, but if they're not 100% enjoying themselves, they might actually have drifted off in their mind elsewhere, and only have the appearance of being with you. But you might not notice that at all, and you wouldn't know that unless you were to talk to a 9, in fact. So you can see from that very thumbnail sketch that we have huge differences between the types just in the way they interact at a party.